So when I was originally planning on making this review, I was actually originally going to cover an episode for B-Task called The Man Who Killed Batman. But then I remembered that I actually don't like that episode that much. I mean, there is a few good jokes in there and some stuff to talk about, like what the Joker would do if Batman wasn't around. And another good joke is the harmonica scene with Harley Quinn. But the main reason why I don't like it is because for 90% of the episode, we're following this random guy, which I don't like. I don't like him. So instead, we're going to be reviewing an episode from Batman the Brave and the Bold. So while this show is a bit more niche, I feel like it will be a lot more interesting to talk about overall. So if you are ready, let's review an episode from Batman the Brave and the Bold called Emperor Joker. So the episode actually starts with Batman attacking this rainbow monster, but we don't really care about that. That's a mini story instead of the main story, so let's just push that to the side and forget it happened. And focus on the main story, which is actually about the Emperor Joker plot, okay? I would imagine that most of you probably don't know what Batman the Brave and the Bold is. So the briefest explanation that I can give you is that it's basically a satire based on 60s Batman and older. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, the main episode starts with Ten-Eyed Billy Willie over here trying to rob some jewelry.
The Ten-Eyed Man?
Oh, so that's what your name is. And with it, we're introduced to my worst nightmare, Handboys, called Batmite. Now, to its credit, there was actually a lot of characters like Batmite in the old comics and old Batman, or at least some characters like it. There's actually a character like it in the real 60s cartoon.
And me too, Batmite.
So it's A for accuracy and A+++++ for being super annoying. So we're going to ignore him as much as possible. So these two keep fighting as Batmite gives us some disturbing backstory about the Ten-Eyed Man that I didn't really need to know.
But a surgeon attached his optic nerves to his fingertips, and Reardon became the Ten-Eyed Man!
Why? Why are you like this? So Batman throws a cactus at him and
My eyes! My eyes!
that's pretty bad. Anyways, they tie him up and Batman straight up tells Batmite that he has a creepy obsession.
Your obsession with me is flattering, Batmite, but it's not healthy.
You'll love to see it.
My shrine to the greatest rivalry in all of herodom!
The sad part is that I know people like this.
Remember when the Joker made his own utility belt? The laughing fish! The death in the family saga!
I think bro would pop off on Reddit and Twitter.
Joker is locked up in Arkham Asylum.
The Joker always escapes!
Not this time. The Joker just escaped from Arkham Asylum.
Batmite, I think you're toying with Batman a little bit too much here. I'm not sure how I feel about this Joker design, by the way. I guess it doesn't irk me in the wrong ways like the B-Test redesign, but it still takes some getting used to. Hey, Batman, you didn't have to hit him that hard. So Batmite starts coping.
It's everything I dreamt it would be!
And then he falls in love with Harley Quinn for some reason.
Who is that?
Bro is just on another level. Like, it's sad that there's actually people like this. I kid. Why? Just why? At least it points out the more interesting side of your fandom, I suppose. Also, Batmite, you got no chance. You have no riz.
You wouldn't hit an innocent girl lured astray by a fiendish criminal mastermind, would you? Sucker.
Nice one, Harley.
You deserve a hand.
That's just not even funny. So Batman decides to listen to his inner demons and gets a little carried away trying to save Batman with his special powers. And while trying to buff up Batman, he might have accidentally hit the Joker and made him a super powered monster that can do anything. Wait, what?
I'm so tingly, like after a nice, relaxing round of shock therapy.
Joker catches on pretty quick to what just happens and starts abusing his new powers instantly.
My very own hammer for injustice.
It wasn't even a hammer.
Someone put a pig in a bat suit.
Want to say that one again, Joker? No? Okay. As thanks for giving Joker his powers, he decides to give him a little friend to play with. Aw, isn't Joker so nice to Batmite? Thank God. And Joker uses more of his powers to put Batman to sleep and give himself a makeover. So guys, how do you feel about this Joker redesign? I think it's a bit more flashy than the first redesign of the episode, but I think that the first design actually fits him more.
There's only one thing wrong with our relationship. You always win.
Duh, of course Batman always wins. Don't you know about his prep time? You silly girl goober?
Ain't you gonna take his mask off and find out who he is?
Harley, you have no idea how long I've wanted us to do this to literally any superhero. It never happens. I'm so glad you brought this up. But the Joker gets a little bit upset at Harley for this and decides to sing a whole musical number about it. No, I'm serious. There's actually a whole song that he sings about this. And at first I thought it was good, but not amazing, but if I'm being honest, after I watched this episode for the first time, this song was stuck in my head for a few days. So forget it, it's peak. Too bad I can't play more than a few seconds of this without getting copyright strike, because if I could, I would.
Where's the fun in that? Follow my lead, recite my creed, and smile. Darn your smile.
Also, some of the imagery during this song is kind of crazy. He, like, turns the planet into a Joker planet and blows it up, and also dances with, like, golden Statue of Liberty looking doll. It's really going to his head. Also, sorry, last thing about the song, but he also reveals to us his motivations for becoming the Joker in the first place. Or at least this version of the Joker tells us his motivations.
Don't listen to the dullard say that life is a bore. Those fuddy-duddies spoil all my fun. That's why I strive to eradicate gloom. It's from that itch I made the switch and chose my nom de plume.
Joker motivations may vary by manufacturer. Ask your local store about the motivations of your local Joker toy. Also, you love to see that my game tortured like this. It's great. On the surface, this version of the Joker's motivations for being the Joker actually seem kind of good and relatively harmless. But obviously know that that's not quite the case. I mean, he's the Joker, for God's sake. That should be enough for you people. So then the Joker activates a giant Rube Goldberg machine in an attempt to kill Batman.
Oh.
I can't believe I can say this non-sarcastically, but... So anyways, Batman dies here.
He was the best arch-nemesis a sociopath could ask for. Let's do it again!
As he decides to revive him so that he can continue to brutally murder him over and over and over again.
The true measure of a hero is his heart, not his power.
Presumably as revenge for all of the times that Batman has won. The Joker wants to even the score. Honestly, constantly keeping this man alive just so you can keep killing him in all sorts of different ways is really messed up. Joker, I know you're messed up, but this hits different. Like, are you good, bro?
One more time!
But as Joker is going on his killing spree, behind the scenes, Harley Quinn and Batmite realize that they're not so different after all and decide to team up to try and cause the Joker's demise.
Whenever Batman's around, that's all Mr. Joker cares about.
Batman bites other crooks, but all he thinks about is the Joker.
Maybe I'm better off without him.
Batman is getting so fed up. Batman actually ends up getting depressed here, and he just wants him to end him and stop doing this, which is crazy, bro.
I can't take it anymore, Joker. Put me out of my misery. There's nothing more you can do to me.
I have never seen Batman ask the Joker to just let him go to heaven. That's crazy. Diabolical. But the Joker's still not done with him, because he wants to turn him into the thing that he hates most.
You mean make you fall into madness like yours truly? Now that sounds like fun!
He wants to remove his sanity entirely so he becomes a second Joker.
Sanity is all I have left.
You're going to be a drooling, mindless when I'm done. Then I'm gonna kill you some more!
Bro is getting more insane and psychotic by the minute. What is happening, bro? This is supposed to be a kid's cartoon. Chill.
I was just thinking.
Your first mistake.
Good one. Holly seems to be the only one with brains around here because she thinks that if Joker goes into Batman's mind, that he'll get trapped in his noodle because the Joker isn't quite as mentally strong as Batman. But Joker doesn't heed Harley's warning and goes in anyways, head first. And we also get one of the best bits of the whole episode here because Joker removes her ability to talk. She has to communicate like it's a silent film, which is probably the funniest part of the episode. Oh no, my voice.
Creepy! You may not have far to fall.
Bros, just stop. You're killing me, please. You really are. The silent film jokes just add on to each other, bro. Him grabbing the silent film strip is also a great fourth wall break. Did I say how the music is perfect for the intro? Whatever, I'll add it on later. Hey, is this added on later? I hope so. So Batmite keeps beating up his evil twin, and Harley Quinn keeps using her silent film powers to defeat all of Joker's henchmen, while Joker gets closer and closer to the deepest, darkest memories of Batman's mind.
Is it about how mommy and daddy never loved you?
Joker makes it to where he wanted to, but it turns out that Harley was right, that Batman's mind is simply too powerful for Joker to control with magic. So Batman reimagines the whole scenario and turns Joker back into, the person that he was before he became the Joker.
Without Batman, there can be no Joker. You're perfectly sane.
I can't be average.
And as it turns out, that being normal is Joker's worst fear ever. It's actually an interesting psychological point of view for the Joker. I do believe that this concept has been covered in other Batman media, but when it happens, it's still good. So Joker ends up giving up his powers back to Batmite, and Batmite uses his powers to undo the mess that Joker made.
Harley, you want to maybe hang out or something?
Sorry, kid, but I'm a one-guy type of gal.
Zero Riz, Batmite, zero Riz. But we realize that the freak of nature that Batman created for Batmite still exists, so Batmite decides to go and bother him instead of Batman and try to become an official crime fighter of his own or something. And then Batmite Porky Pigs us with the "That's all, folks," and that's the end of the episode. I really like how they examine Batman and Joker's relationship from a more psychological angle rather than physical. Also, Joker continually killing Batman is extremely messed up, bro. Yeah, but aside from the more psychological episodes and the absolute insanity of this version of the Joker, did I mention that I hate Batmite already? Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I hate freaking Batmite already. I like this version of Harley Quinn. I like this version of the Joker. I like this version of the Batman. Listen, I've always liked sarcasm and parody works, so it's no surprise that I like at least certain episodes from this show as well. I mean, I like the Lego movie, for God's sake. It should be pretty expected. But there's also a lot of stuff that happens in this episode which I don't really care for. Joker's "Where's the Fun in That" song will forever be stuck in my head, and that's really all I have to talk about. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Stay safe on the internet. God loves you, and I'll see you all next time. Alright, so since I've recorded the lines for the episode, I have discovered that Batmite is actually the same Batmite as in the 60s cartoon, and that has completely blown my mind. How did I not know about this? And it also gives me slightly more respect for the creators of the show, that they actually put in some time and research and probably had to watch like hundreds of episodes of 60s Batman content to be able to do that, which I think is really cool. Also, I've realized that when Batman says that my sanity is all that I have left and it's the last thing that you can get, he's actually edging the Joker on to go into his mind so that he can use his mind powers to make the Joker go insane from thinking he could possibly be normal. It was his plan the whole time. At least that's how I want to interpret the material, but maybe you think it's otherwise. Oh yeah, also, did I mention how much I freaking hate Batmite? No, but in all seriousness, I probably should have talked more about the song in the opening and also the rainbow people fight. I could probably talk about that more too. Just look up Batman the Brave and the Bold intro song and you'll probably find it. I doubt it will take long if you really want to hear it. Also, I don't know if you couldn't find the "Where's the Fun in That" song, but I really do actually urge you to listen to it because I can't believe that it's still stuck in my brain. It's been a week. Please help. But yeah, that's it. Back to past double outro me, because this is second double outro me. What? So I already talked about how I wanted to make this episode for a while and how I originally wanted to make this episode about the BTAS one, and how I changed my mind because I thought it would be more interesting. But I would definitely still be willing to cover the BTAS episode in the future if you guys wanted me to. I know I said 100 likes, but I'm willing to be a little bit more lenient than that, depending on the view count, of course. I'm actually still deciding what title I'm going to give this video. I'm torn between the day that Batman died and what happens when Joker wins. I'm not sure which is better, so whichever one it is currently is the one that won. Congratulations, you win a new title. Yay. But yeah, this is actually at episode 4 now, so the next episode or two will probably be the last ones that I stockpile, because I said I was planning on doing 5, so this would be the second last, or maybe second last. Maybe I'll have an extra super secret duper whoop booper booper secret one, and I'll do 6 because it's taking forever for me to be able to actually set up this channel for some reason. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else to talk about, so yeah, bye bye.